Welcome to the edition of Let's Play Farming Simulator 2013 on the Serbian farm. Okay, so here's what's going down. Our John Deere is currently seeding sugar beets right here because we did buy a... what's your plane? We did buy a sugar beet harvester last episode. And funny enough, our sugar beet harvester is still working on this field over here. So what I'm going to do, actually, is... nope. I want to select this tractor. I'm going to sell this tractor, just because the way I play does not work very well with this tractor. Particularly because of courseplay is what it really boils down to. Nice tractor, does a lot of cool little things, but just doesn't work with my play style, mostly due to the courseplay features. And I honestly haven't used it too much lately, but I do need another tractor that it's kind of like in this area in terms of horsepower, so I'm going to replace it with something else. Now, one of the things I was thinking about doing is picking up the big field over there. Now, the problem with picking up that big field over there is I don't think I would honestly have enough fertilizer through slurry to actually fertilize that field. So that's one big problem I'm gonna run into. Even if I were to use all my slurry or all my liquid manure from my pig or from my beef cattle and from my dairy cattle, I don't think I would actually have enough altogether. So let's sell that, $74,000. And like I said, the main reason why is because it just didn't work out with my play style. I would constantly have to fiddle with it. We are going to replace it with something else, though. What haven't we bought yet? We have a fence still. Fords aren't powerful enough. No, no, those aren't going to be powerful enough either. I don't know if this is 196. I don't know if this has wither wheels or not. I can't remember. And honestly, that's the only reason why I haven't bought it, is mainly because of the wither wheels. Although it would work for a couple other things. But for that price and for that horsepower, I could probably get... what else? I think we have the John Deeres here. That could work. Not these ones. Not those ones. The ones I'm thinking of are... these have 280 horsepower and they're 200 grand. And this has front linkage on it too. Could do that one, I suppose, which would work. Actually, I could use that to seed as well, because that would be enough horsepower to seed with our current seeders. And that, I don't know if it'd be enough to fertilize. Maybe fertilize. I'm not sure. I don't know. I do need another tractor though. That's the problem. This could work too, I suppose, but it's only got 185 horsepower. Let's. Yeah. So the big problem I'm running into right now is the fact that if I want to buy Field 78, I'm just not going to have enough for. I don't know. I have no idea where Field 79 is. There's 78, so I don't know where 79 is. Further north, I suppose, but I don't see it anywhere on the map. So, but you can buy it apparently. So I guess it's all up there. Not sure about that, but I guess you can go up there somewhere. So that is an option. There is a island in the middle of this one, so I don't know about that. And I do need another tractor. That's why I was here. So that's my kind of conundrum. I want to buy it, but the problem is I don't have enough to fertilize it. So it kind of runs into a situation where it's like, well, do you use it? Do you not? Because if I were to fertilize, I'd have to use dry pellets, which goes against the rules of the game, so to speak. So, should I buy that? Because that New Holland, 240 horsepower, 100. We have a Ford, we have two John Deeres right now. Try to keep it neutral. I don't really think we have very many. Ursus, that's a little underpowered. Yeah, I don't think we have that many options. Case, well, these cases, I suppose, but they're just super overpriced for the amount of horsepower you get. What do we have here? Let's just take a quick look at those. All the way at the top. Case Magnum, 298,000 for 340 horsepower. That could probably do everything I want to, but it's got a long nose on it. That would leave me with only $200,000, and we are still trying to get to our goal of the windmill eventually. I don't know. These are underpowered. So for the price, for 300, could get one of those, but that's just a little too crazy for me. This is a 210 horsepower with front linkage on it as well. Too many choices. And this is 30 extra horsepower. But I know the in-cab of this is really nice, and the in-cab of this is okay. I don't know. I can't remember if it has wither wheels because I want to basically I want to use it for a whatever. I want to use it for a little runner to do some small little jobs. Because what tractors do we have right now? Let's take a quick look. Because we have the Class 3800, the Fendt Favorite, the Ford 3000, that's for the header trailer. The gas truck, that's a header trailer, that's a big dog. The Kirovitz, we use that for chaff. The Crass, Homer, this stupid thing. Wow, it's not stupid, but it didn't work very well when I used it, and that's why I have a bitter feeling. I haven't used this in a while, I'm just going to sell that. Not sure. Amazon's on sale. So, I don't want to go for the case because they're just too expensive, basically. This could work, but it does have wither wheels, I suppose. I don't really need a 200 horsepower tractor for what I wanted to do. Actually, that's not true, I do. Because I use it for the gravity wagon as well sometimes. These are nice. Really nice. That's 178. This is 178. And I don't know if you've ever seen these, but they're really nice tractors. This is 230 horsepower. This is 280 for 200. 702 could put a versatility. Or I could get this, which has just over 200 for 100,000. Max speed of 50 kilometers an hour. Fuel tank, 405 liters. Let's just go with this for the time being. Alright, let me show you this. Sorry for the long decision-making process. I just didn't like the Class very much. This is a bit cheaper and has a bit less horsepower, but it's really nice. So, look at that. Inside, in the cab, really nice. It does have a little bit of IC. The other thing I actually wanted to buy is a tipper, and I want to buy, I think it's this tipper. So that's the other reason why we needed a little bit of horsepower. So we actually went down in horsepower, spent a little bit less money, but we can use it for, technically we can use this at the biogas plant too if we want to. This one or the other one. This can tip left or right. This one can tip left or right as well. They're both nice models. Let's go with this 24-ton Agrivision trailer. I'm going to use this for sugar beets is what it boils down to. This one has the manual ignition mod already built into it. So check this out. The gauges work on this one too. Which is really nice as well. And the pedals work, which is super cool. Alright. Has a nice little view so you can see that. There we go. Perfect. And it has a nice, in-cab sound as well, which I also like about it. I'm a little partial to in-cab sound because it's nice and quiet in here. Now I know some of you are saying, hey Ian, you have 3 John Deeres now, but I don't know, I just haven't found that many New Hollands that I really like. This one actually is identical to, this John Deere is actually very similar to the New Holland. But I actually haven't played much with the New Holland, to be honest with you, which is the other problem. I'm actually going to drive across the field here because I want to go to our Homer over here and just set up a little course for him so he can just continually get unloaded. The other nice thing about this is it's a 21-ton trailer, 21,000 liters, I believe. So that means that it can fully unload the Homer at the moment, which is also nice as well. Alright, so let's just set up a little small course here. 1, 2, I'm sure that's 2 eggs, I don't know, I didn't pay attention. So, that's what that trailer looks like. It's got a dual axle in the back, which is nice. And what we'll do is let me just drive right over here like this. There we go. That should be good. I was using the Crass truck, or the Kenworth truck, to sell stuff. And technically I believe it's still a great demand, but it's just too far and it just takes forever. Combine mode. And I'm going to use this for the same purpose, basically. Once it... oh, you're just going to drive right through there, aren't you? Well, let's just rectify that situation right there. There we go. Alright, anyways, let's put this in Group 1 where the other one was. It just has too many nice features about this tractor. If you think of being a little impartial to John Deere, you're probably right, because I do like John Deere's. And apparently our Kenworth is not in a group anymore, because I had to reset him, and he's half full, so let's just unload him. So let's watch that John Deere for a second. How's he doing? He's doing his job. Looks like he is. Let's just pop over there. Excellent. So we haven't bought this field. We're just dealing with these sugar beets that someone left here, basically, impolitely. But you know, that's the way things go sometimes. All right, so let's go unload the sugar beets. Like I said, it is still a great demand for sugar beets. Beef is coming up, mind you, in 4 days. So we could potentially sell our 5 beef cows that we have just sitting there. Which is kind of funny, actually, so maybe we'll have to do that. The 5 cows we bought right at the starting of the season, or the 10 cows, sorry, we bought right at the starting of the season and haven't done anything else with them yet, so maybe that's what we'll do. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to sell some... we're going to go ahead and sell some corn that we have in our silo still. I guess I should take the road. Don't know why I'm driving right over the field. Alright. So, I know, you know, some of you are like, hey, why'd you sell the class? I don't know, I just didn't like the class. Because I play with Courseplay a lot, and I had to do a lot of fiddling with it, and it bounced around the road a lot. There was a few reasons why I sold it. You might not agree with that decision. But in the end, it's just the way I play. It just didn't work for me very well. That's what it boils down to. All right, and also I discovered I was using the class Xerion over there to plant, and it didn't work very well on this field because what happens is the height at which it holds an implement out the back like that, it was popping up the planters, and they actually weren't touching the ground at all, which is a bit strange. Don't know why that was the case, but it was. Alright, so we need to sell some corn, because we need to make some more money, because we need to... Oh, I was going to say, I was pretty sure it's not all the corn we have. I was about to be a little surprised there for a second. Let me just line this up properly then. There we go. Line that up, and let's move this Crass out of the way for the time being. Let's move him just in front of the Garant trailer there. Tipper. Because we are going to need that eventually again anyway, so... And for the time being, he is just going to stay there. At least it'll be somewhat out of the way. There we go. That's good there. Alright, so let's check to see how he's doing. It looks like he unloaded perfectly. I do like this trailer. It looks really cool. The tires have a nice little graphic on them. I believe you can put a tarp on it too. Let me just check. Can you? And you can... Oh, the other nice thing about this John Deere is you can adjust the trailer height, which I wish the class actually had, because that would allow me to plant properly with it. And it just doesn't have it. The John Deere 9630 doesn't have it either. Doesn't have it either, but it does work better, I should say. Alright, so those guys should be fine. There's an airplane coming towards us. Good. So the John Deere's currently just doing his job over here. Doing a good job. Alright, let's hop into our Kenworth again. And where's the best place to sell corn? Let's take a quick peek. No, not at the weather. Corn at the Agronesia 160, the GB. Looks like we're heading to the Agronesia, yeah, which is way on the other side of the map. Alright, no, it's funny. The last episode I realized how long it actually was. It was actually, I only thought it was like half an hour or something. Turns out it was like an hour long. I just kept recording and I just didn't realize how long it turned out to be, which is funny. Actually, I'm gonna go this way because I know it's quicker. Which made me laugh quite a bit, actually, when I looked after the fact. I was like, whoa, 58 minutes? That's crazy. I guess that's what people like Dear Tibers does, and just he records like an hour and a half long session and then just breaks it up into 2 pieces, I guess. Alright. There we go. So, for experimental purposes, I'm just going to drive through these ruts to see how this truck reacts to them. Yeah. It does go a bit faster, as you can see, and it does react poorly to them, as you notice as well, so that's the downfall of them. Alright. Nope, I need to cross the bridge. Let's just back up a second here. Actually, no, I can go through town. What am I doing? Should probably not have thought of that when I was on the train tracks. Sheesh. Alright. So we need to try and make a little bit of more money. I was thinking about getting another field, as I mentioned. It's field 78, but the reason why I'm not inclined to do it is mainly for the fertilization purposes. Like, I could get it, but I couldn't technically fertilize it with organic matter only, so that would be the problem there. Oh, there's a fallen tree there. Alright, let's take a turn here. There we go. So this truck is a lot faster than the Crass, but it is a little bit more unstable on the road. Well, not on the road, but when you're off-road, I suppose. I don't know why that is, because this truck actually weighs more than the Crass, but it must be to do with the way the modder did it. He or she, I suppose, did some different things to it and it made it a bit better. I don't know why, so. Alright, let's pass this guy. It's taking too long. Now, I suppose I could get into to the other crops that you can plant, like, you know, wheat and barley, and I'm considering getting into that a bit more now, mainly because the payout is pretty good. See, if we watch on this truck, it weighs 99 tons. So it's a heavy truck. Alright, let's get on this. Drop this off here. I don't know why that tank is right there. That's like the most awkward place for it ever. Anyways, whoa, good, we're back up to 400,000. This is good. So we made our money back. Let's just check our finances. So apparently today we bought... That's because the day hasn't changed over from the last day when I recorded, so that's the reason why. But our harvest income has been $447,000. That's ridiculous. Alright. I don't know where it's all gone, but Let's just drive over the grass here. Alright, so let's just check to see how much corn we have left. 94,000 liters. Let's take a different way back. Let's take this way. I'm sure I can get back this way, but I don't think I've been this way. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll sell one more load of corn before the hour changes, and then we'll stop with the corn, and then hopefully our John Deere's done seeding. I don't know. It does take his time. Actually, let's take a tour, because I haven't really been around this way very much. So there are a couple random fields back in here that I've never really checked out. There's this one right beside the train tracks. I guess this is all part of the same field. It looks like it on the map, at least. And there's a bridge here. Oh, that's so cool. I never noticed that before. I wish there was more bridges, then I wouldn't run into the train so often. Because I run into the train more than once. Mostly off camera, but it has happened a couple times now. And then we have this big field. We have 2829. They have the power lines going through them there, which makes it a bit strange for the way I play. Do the whole course play thing and all that jazz. Does make it a bit stranger. You can drive all the way up there as well, but you can't. There's no bridge. This is the only bridge I know of in this area. There we go. Gotta watch out for these ruts with this truck. As long as I drive through them slowly, it's not so bad. Like 60 kilometers an hour, and that's how it reacts. Alright. The other thing I was thinking about is getting some more fields as well. Whoa. Oof, just missed that tree. Pretty sure my mirror just scraped it. Think about getting some more fields, but again, I run into the same problem of the organic problem. Now, I could not fertilize, but I don't know how efficient that would be. Now, what I could do is I could decrease the amount of fertilizer I'm putting on the fields, or the slurry, by adjusting the yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, by adjusting the slurry tank. I'm not sure how much I'd have still, so I could buy like 43, 42, and 41, and use all those fields. Alright, no cars. Let's turn left here then. There's my profit hopper for the starting of each episode. I learned that one from Predatory Gaming. That's what he does. He usually has a profit hopper right by his where he starts his episode every single time. There we go. Let's go check on things. Our John Deere stuck on a tree, which is what I kind of expected based on the location of things. Let's hop in the cab where it's nice and quiet. There we go. He's going to drive behind, though. I suppose I could change the course so it goes around the trees and starts around the trees. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do, actually. Just because it'll make it so he doesn't hit the trees every single time. So let's start it right here. So that's one of the problems with course play. It just goes straight to the combine. Sometimes that combine is behind a tree, and course play just runs straight into the tree, unfortunately. Alright, so let's just set this up. And that will actually keep it running as well, as opposed to stopping like it just did there. Run that over like so. That should be good enough. And what we'll do is we'll drive the course so it goes back to where it started, which is in the middle of the field, basically. You don't normally have to do this, but in this case we have the trees, and that makes it a bit more annoying. That will be good. There we go. Anyways, let's go check on... No. He's full, of course. And this guy's just sitting here. Now, I do need some mixed rations for our sheep. I probably don't need to use the Kenworth, mind you, but... Alright, so let's head back to... What's the price? It should stay the same, actually. Wheat starts in 5 hours. That's fine, we don't have any wheat. Alright, let's just go back to the Agronesia, I guess, then. Do another trip. Hopefully we'll make another little bit of chunk of change. Am I going to hit the wall? No, should be good. we'll make another little chunk of change, and then we'll go from there. There we go. Perfect. Nope, John Deere's not done yet. Is he? Actually, I think he's... Oh no, he hasn't used all his seed up yet. That's just the place he usually misses, I guess. That's the problem with this field. I have to go over it at the end and do a little bit myself. Not a huge deal, but just a little random thing. Alright, so let's go straight through here. I should have looked first. I just drove straight through there. Couldn't imagine actually doing that in real life. That'd be so scary. Alright, so we're going to go the same way we came here. So we're going to go out by the beef cows. So we do actually have 40 cows. 40 beef cows, but only 5 ready. So I'd like all of them to be ready, and then I would go sell them. But I'm not sure that having a big herd of beef cattle is going to work very well when you have to wait. I don't know how long, but quite a long time, let's say that. I can't feed this to the cows. No, it takes wheat and barley, not corn. Alright. And then there's this weird field right here. I don't think I'd ever buy that field. Just too much can go wrong in that field, even with a hired worker, even with course play. So, alright, there we go. Let's take this route. Because I believe this will meet up with the Agronesia, or however you say that. Oh, of course there's a train coming. Always waiting for the train. I do like it, but I think it comes a little too frequently on this particular map. It feels like if you stay here, it's like every 2 or 3 minutes or something. It comes by a lot. Which, I don't know, if train tracks, maybe not going through a town, like, if it comes by every half hour, maybe that would make sense, but I don't know. Alright, let's head down this way. Oh, that's a big mud pit there. Better take it easy on that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, so let's head down here. Should have gone west first. Oh well. Let's see what that'd be. We'll get to see this. Oh, more ruts. Let's take a quick look at that. I don't remember taking a quick. I don't remember looking at it closely. But how cool is that? Ah, get out of there. I just think that's pretty cool that they would add that little feature in there. Anyways. Let's hop back in the Kenworth here. Alright, let's go sell this corn and then see how much money we're left off with. And then we'll think about what to do from there. Because I'm really thinking about buying another seeder. Just because then we can do, not necessarily corn or anything like that, but so we can do stuff like wheat and barley. Because that would make, I guess we could make chaff out of the straw, but we have tons of straw still sitting in a bunker that we don't use. Alright, let's see how much we get here. 460. That's quite a bit, actually. Again, remember, as Mr. Statman pointed out, that's like 70 grand. Jeez. As Mr. Statman pointed out, that's primarily because I have the more realistic mod installed, and that means that I sell basically at a normal level difficulty as opposed to a hard level difficulty, so. Alright, yes, go ahead, car. We'll turn left down here, head back. And then what we'll do is, I think we're going to go ahead and buy another seeder, just so we can do wheat and canola and barley, because we haven't done much of that, I should say. Not recently, at least. We did that a little bit at the start, when we had we still have the Alice Chalmers, I guess, but it's just going to take too long with that. That also means we won't have to cultivate before, too, which also takes a little bit more time. Let's turn here. The tree. Alright, so I think we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and buy the Amazon Condor, I believe it is. And that will allow us to cultivate and seed at the same time, which will reduce one of the steps so then it won't take so long between harvests. And then we could theoretically use some of that to increase our productivity over our cows another time. Actually, right now that I'm here, I could get some grass for our... yeah, that's what we're going to do. Get some grass for our sheep while we're down this area. See, there's a train again, like in the space of a couple minutes. So, I don't know, what was that? It's like every 5 minutes or something. But, you know, that's the way it is on this map. Like I said, it would make sense if it was on like a train schedule, like it was every hour or something. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and fire up this fence. Let's change it to. I guess it wants me to start it up first. Grass. There we go. And what we'll do is just have it set so it's to the nearest point, and it's not gonna take very long to do this because we get a crazy amount of grass from this. As you can see, that again is also from the more realistic mod as well. So even though it says more realistic, there are some small quibbles that I have with it. Things like that where I can fill up half my half a 47,000 liter tipper with grass in a space of a couple seconds. Ugh. It's gonna make me get closer, isn't it? I forgot I'm not driving. Alright, let's come in here again. Another pass here. Even though it looks like wheat in my tipper there, it actually is grass, as you can see in the icon. And that's primarily because I didn't change the plane to make it look like grass. There we go. And then we can just shut this guy down, because we don't need any more at the moment. And all our biogas bunkers are full, so let's just put our tarp on here. And we'll head back to the shop, not to the shop. Head again? Oh my goodness. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The train goes by very frequently. So I really like the train idea on the map, but I wish it didn't come by every 2 minutes or whatever it's been. That's ridiculous. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll give this grass to our sheep, and then our cows seem to be okay. Let's go give some to our beef cattle, actually. I don't know how much they're going to need, but we're in this area, and I know we're not going to need 47,000 liters, so we might as well give them some. And then we'll be off to the farm, finally. There we go. Now, I guess I could buy the John Deere air seeder, but as I mentioned before, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work very well for me, I should say. Like I said it before, I tried to get the tried to make it so I could get both liquid slurry or slurry and seed, and it just didn't work out for me very well. Although it does work, don't get me wrong. But it was just a pain, and the size of fields we have, it would just take it would take probably more time to fill it than to actually plant the field, I imagine. So that's one of their downfalls. And I do have the Duke Farming air seeder, but that does cost a lot to run, and the other problem with that is the fact that it uses dry fertilizer, not liquid slurry. I don't think you can fill it with slurry. I've never tried before, but that is one of their problems. Alright. So let's go give our sheep some mixed rations, which in this case is just grass. Here we go. How far is our John Deere? He's got a couple more passes to go and he's done. Good. And let's go. Let's open this up. Let's go take a quick peek at our new John Deere and see how he's doing. The 60. Oh, what is that? I totally forget. It's a 60 something. I know it's a 6R pack. But what is the actual number? 6210R. There we go. Alright, looks like he's selling right now. There we go. Let's back this up. Oh gosh, we got 2 pallets almost again. Might have to deal with that again. Oops. Straighten this out. Apparently my backing up skills with this truck aren't very good today. It's because I'm going too fast. Obviously 9 kilometers backing up was just too much. Now, I did see an interesting mod that Hitman82 was using. There, yeah, I didn't think it was going to take much. Hitman82 is using, and it's basically like a mirror mod, so it has like the mirrors like you would have in Euro Truck Simulator. It allows you to back your truck up or your tractor up, which is kind of cool. Alright. Apparently they're good. That's what I thought was going to happen. Alright, so we're going to take a little trip down to the mixing station to see if they need some grass. Or else we're going to have... I don't think I can tip it out right now either, now that I think about it. Because I did have the alternative tip mod on, and then I took it off because it was giving me a couple errors. So I think because I tipped out mixed rations on the ground or something like that, I just didn't like it. I don't think I can sell grass either. Or that would be just... did it say you could sell grass? Smaller parts, airplane. Where is it? New dealer, selling point for hay and straw, and for manure. Ooh, hay and straw. Where would that be sold? Maybe at the BGA. I don't know where that sell point would be. I haven't seen any other places. Maybe it's in here. Maybe it's in the... Let's go take a quick little walk over here. That's just the back of the shop. And what's this? Imlek. I don't think I've ever been behind here before. Maybe I have. Is there an actual place you can drop stuff off here? Oh, it's the milk sell point. Okay, never mind. Never mind. You can sell your own milk. I'd never do it. Automatically sells every day, so I'm not going to do that. I would be kind of cool to do, I suppose, but I think every day would get a little, oh, I don't know, slightly overkill, maybe. Alright, so let's go see if I'm pretty sure he doesn't need any grass, but if he does, well, he's going to get some. Let's see here. It's probably going to say it's full. Oh no, not quite full, but maybe he's going to be full, close to being full. And he's probably not going to take all of this. I just guarantee, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, at least we topped him up. Alright, so I'm pretty sure grass isn't accepted here. No, didn't think so. So where is the grass selling point? I'm not sure, actually. Let's go check the BGA to see if you can sell grass there. That would be kind of interesting, actually. Because that back there is potatoes. Let me turn right. Take a wide turn here. The problem, if you hit the curb with this truck, it has a little bit of a problem. It'll bounce around a little bit. Alright, this way to the BGA. Actually, no, it's right here. On the other side, actually. This is where our forklift is currently stationed and hasn't moved since I had a run-in with it. Whoops, that's straw. That might be a problem. That right there is where you sell pigs and beef cows. I bet this is where I have to sell it, and I'm gonna have a hard time getting this in here. So all I need to do is straighten out this way. That's what I should have done in the first place. And I think this must be where the sell point is, but I've never sold hay here. And it might need dry hay, not grass windrow like I have here. I think that's what it's called, actually, if you mod a vehicle. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Not very much money for it, but I wasn't expecting much. I was just happy I could unload it, basically. Perfect. Alright, so let's head back to the farm finally. Goodness gracious. Let's get out of town. Whoops, that's a curb. Don't run over the curb. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, so let's just go back to the farm and then we'll pick up the cedar and then we'll call it an episode, I think. We're going to beat the train? Yes, luckily we are. Alright, so it's been a lot of just traveling around, dropping some stuff off in this particular episode, but these things need to be done. If you don't do them, they don't get done, right? So, alright. Now, I guess the other reason why this does move around a lot more is because I do tend to drive through that area as fast as possible, so this truck does go a lot faster, like 20 or 30 clicks faster than the Crass does, so that's probably part of the reason why she bounces around so much. Alright, so let's drive through here. So this is almost done with sugar beets. Let's see if it says John Deere's done. Yes, it is done. Good. So we'll have to go through there and finish up the work he hasn't finished. And then we'll just pull this into the yard here. And then we'll deal with that later. Perfect. Alright, so let's go. No, I'll do that after. Let's go pick up the cedar before I forget about it. Let's see. Actually, it's not actually a mod, funny enough. I do have a mod for the same cedar, but the problem is it is... No, I don't want mods. I just want regular ones. There we go. Not used to buying just vanilla stuff. No, not a tipper. Excuse me, sewing machines. How much is this thing? 155,000. Good. Alright, let's buy it. Done. Alright, so we'll call the episode there for the time being. What I'll do off camera is I'll plant the other field over there. I didn't need to cultivate it in the end, but I'll plant the other field over there with wheat or barley, I think. And then we'll go from there. Alright, so that's it for this episode, guys. My name's Ian Robson. Got a nice little picture of the John Deere there with the sun. Perfect. So my name's Ian Robson. We're playing Farming Simulator 2013, and we're on the Serbian farm. Alright, guys. Catch you later.